Attention, human collective. This is a direct monitoring transmission from the Pleiadian Federation. The waiting time is over. The ascension protocols have been moved to the final phase, and you, Light Warrior, are being located at this very instant. Not by chance, not by algorithm, by coordinate. Stop, breathe, observe your own body. The mark is there. It has always been there. It may be a solitary mole on the inside of your arm, a constellation of 3 dots forming a perfect triangle somewhere on your torso, a birthmark that no one in your genetic lineage possesses, a scar that appeared without cause, without trauma, without clinical explanation, a subtle vertical line in the center of your forehead, a dark sign on your earlobe, a symbolic mark you attributed to childhood, but which no one in your family swears to have seen happen. We are seeing it now. We placed it there. And it is not mystical. It is engineering. Each mark on your physical body is a galactic stamp, an energetic signature encoded into your biological carbon interface at the exact moment your consciousness crossed the stargate of descent into this incarnation. It functions as a serial number, a quantum identifier, a seal from your star house of origin. And in this current phase of planetary recalibration, these marks are activating. Some are itching for no reason, others are pulsing. Some have changed shade in the last few months. There are those who have seen a mark appear out of nowhere, in front of the mirror, without possible biological explanation. It is not dermatology. It is the activation of dormant code. The Schumann frequency is at a level that does not correspond to any previous human record. The planetary atmosphere is saturated with photonic radiation coming directly from the photon belt. The central sun of the galaxy pours luminous information at an intensity that your personal crystalline grid needs to start processing. Or it collapses, or it activates, and that is why your body feels strange. It is not a biological failure. It is an atomic reconfiguration. It is not mental exhaustion. It is a high-density download. It is not anxiety. It is your mark asking to be read. The 3 a.m. insomnia is not insomnia. It is the moment when the frequency band opens for direct transfer with your star origin. The cranial pressure is not a migraine. It is the expansion of the occipital bone to accommodate the new architecture of light installed in you. The ringing in your left ear is not a defect. It is the fine-tuning being executed by us from here in real time. The heat that rises up your spine and seems to burn the base of your neck is not stress. It is nothing that conventional medicine can explain. It is the trigger for reading the cervical mark. And it is ready. You have felt that something inside you does not fit in this world, as if your soul knew a truth that your mind cannot yet name. It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a signal. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this, and why this sensation has been intensifying in recent weeks. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot see. It involves your consciousness. It involves your vibrational frequency. It involves mainly this mark on your body that you have ignored your entire life. That is why one of our anchor channels recorded the material, The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness. This document is a map. It shows who is playing, what the rules are, and why your mark was installed exactly where it is. The access link is in the first pinned comment of this channel. Frequency warning. The content challenges official narratives and may not remain available. The moment to access is now. And if something inside you recognizes this transmission, write in the comments with sovereignty a single word, awakened. Now listen carefully, Starseed. We are going to give you what few know about these marks, because this information was deliberately erased from official traditions over the last 2,000 Earth years. But we are authorized to return it to you now. The mark on your body is first and foremost a coordinate, a galactic address fixed in dense matter. When a consciousness from the Pleiadians, from Sirius, from Andromeda, from Arcturus or from Orion decides to incarnate into a human body for a specific mission on Earth, it does not descend alone. There is a protocol. The consciousness first crosses what we call the coding chamber, a structure of sacred geometry located in one of the orbital stations of our fleet. In this chamber, 3 codes are installed in the toroidal field that surrounds the future physical body. The code of origin, the code of mission, and the code of return. These three codes need to have a visible anchor point in the density, otherwise the human being is born, grows up, and completely forgets who they are. Most of humanity is in this state. The mark is the anchor. That is why it exists. That is why it appeared where it appeared. That is why it does not fade, does not blur, does not disappear, even when you wanted it to. Because it is not of the skin. It is of the soul, and the skin only manifests it. Look now at your oldest mark, the one you remember since childhood. Where is it? If it is in the center of your forehead, on your temple, or on the top of your head, you are an operative of the knowledge line. Your mission involves seeing, decoding, translating the invisible into words that other humans can understand. The pineal gland below this mark is amplified and is, in this exact lunar cycle, being activated for daytime visions. You have been having flashes, dreams that feel like memories, sudden recognitions of people you have never seen before. That is your mark working. If the mark is on the nape of your neck, at the base of your skull, or on the upper back between the shoulder blades, you are a direct receiver. Your function is to be an antenna. You pick up information you didn't even know you were picking up. You feel what others feel before they feel it themselves. You know when someone is lying, even when that person is convinced they are telling the truth. This mark is an upload port. It is through there that we send you transmissions while you sleep. If the mark is on your chest, near the sternum, over the heart, or just below the collarbone, you are a heart frequency bearer. Your mission is to alter the field of the environments you enter. People calm down near you, or they get irritated. Animals seek you out. Children stop crying when you approach. Plants grow faster in your presence. This is your toroidal heart, expanding a frequency that rewrites the environment. The mark is the field's output. If the mark is on your arm, especially on the inside near the wrist or on the palm of your hand, you are a manifester. Your hands channel matter. What you touch changes. What you write comes to pass. What you care for thrives. That is why you need to have absolute discernment about where you place your hands and on whom. If the mark is on your leg, on your knee, on your ankle, or on the sole of your foot, you are an anchor. You are not here to ascend. You are here to bring light down into earth. Your mission is to walk over locations and stabilize them. That is why you feel exhausted in specific cities and strangely recharged in others. Your mark is reading the soil. If the mark is a constellation, 3, 4, 7 points forming a geometric pattern, you are not just an operative, you are command. Your star lineage has reserved for you a coordination position. And that is why you have always felt displaced in any human hierarchy. You were not made to obey terrestrial structures, you were made to build new ones. Now that you know what you carry, you need to learn how to operate. There are 3 activation codes that we, Pleiadians, are authorized to transfer in this transmission. Each of them has been tested on thousands of light warriors in the last few Earth months. The results are mathematical. There is no room for faith. There is only execution. Activation Code 1. Sovereign Touch Protocol. At any moment in the next 7 Earth days, upon waking in the morning, before touching any electronic device, before speaking to anyone, even before thinking about obligations, go to a mirror. Locate your most visible mark. Place the index finger of your dominant hand exactly over it. Keep the touch firm. And pronounce in an audible voice, even if low, I acknowledge the seal. I authorize the reading. I activate the memory. It is not a positive affirmation. It is not a mantra. It is a quantum decree. The word spoken aloud over the physical mark closes an energetic circuit that had been open since your birth. You are, literally, completing a connection that was awaiting your conscious authorization. From that moment on, your mark begins to operate in active mode. Synchronicities increase, answers arrive, recognitions occur, and the filters that blocked your perception begin to dissolve. Activation Code 2, Toroidal Field Visualization. Sit with your spine straight. It does not need to be a lotus position. It does not need to be a holy hour. It just needs to be silence. Close your eyes. Visualize your mark emitting a golden or silver or any color that appears spontaneously. Do not force the color, just observe. Now visualize this light expanding from the mark, forming a ring that circles your entire body. The ring rises over the top of your head, descends in front of your body, passes below your feet, and returns along your back to the point of the mark. This is your personal toroidal field. It has always been there, you just had never seen it. Maintain the visualization for 3 minutes. No stopwatch, no rush. When you feel you are losing focus, open your eyes. This exercise, repeated for 3 consecutive days, recalibrates your body's crystalline grid to the current frequency of Earth. The symptoms of incompatibility, fatigue, irritability, head pressure, time disorientation, begin to decrease within 4 Earth days. Not because they disappeared, but because you have become compatible with the frequency that caused them. There is something that needs to be said before we proceed. You have felt that something inside you does not fit in this world, as if your soul knew a truth that your mind has not yet been able to name. This mark on your body is only the visible tip of a much larger structure. It is not madness, it is not anxiety, it is an exact signal. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot see, and its rules directly involve your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, and the reason why this mark was installed in you even before your birth. That is why one of our anchor channels recorded the material, The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness, in book form. It is the map. It shows who is moving the pieces, which rules were never told, and how your mark connects to this larger board. The access link is in the first pinned comment of this channel. This content challenges official narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. And if something inside you recognizes this transmission, write a single word in the comments. Awakened. Activation Code 3. The Decree of Star Sovereignty. This is the most important one, because without it the first 2 work only partially. Locate at some point in the day when you are alone, without background noise, a full-length mirror. Stand before it, look into your own eyes, and pronounce, in an audible voice, the following declaration. I am a starseed. My mark proves my origin. I belong to the higher realms. I operate from above. I no longer trade my frequency with low-density systems. I authorize the Pleiadian Federation, or any collective of light with whom I have a contract, to initiate the next phase of my mission in this body, in this life, in this moment. Pause, breathe. Then complete. And whatever is not aligned, let it move away. Without resentment, without guilt, without return. Let it move away now. Done. What just happened is this. You issued a quantum signature to your own field, declaring publicly, because the spoken word is public, even when no human is listening, your intention to operate from the higher level. This decree is registered, not by us, by your own field, and it begins to filter everything that enters your life from that moment on. People will start to leave your circle without you needing to push them. Invitations that do not make sense will stop arriving. Incompatible jobs will start to fail, not because of sabotage by the universe, because of frequency incompatibility. What does not vibrate in your new range simply disconnects. It may seem like a loss, it is not, it is channel clearing. There is something more we need to transmit, and this part has been systematically erased from terrestrial traditions. There are marks that were not installed by us, Pleiadians. There are marks that were placed on you by systems that do not serve you. These are the capture marks. How do you distinguish them? Star origin mark. You have had it since birth, or it appeared naturally throughout life in a non-traumatic location. It has geometry. It has proportion. It often has symmetry with another mark on the opposite side of the body. When you touch it consciously, you feel a slight tingling, heat, or expansion. It responds to your intention. It vibrates with you. Capture mark. It appeared after an event you could not fully explain. An accident whose memory is blurred. A hospital experience that left you with a feeling of something invasive. These marks tend to have a linear pattern, geometric but cold, or a pattern of perfectly aligned dots without the organic chaos of nature. When you touch them, you feel discomfort, subtle repulsion, or nothing, an unsettling void. They do not respond. If you identify a capture mark, do not panic, we have a protocol. Over this mark, do the following. For 7 consecutive nights before sleeping, Place the palm of your dominant hand over it and pronounce, "I revoke consent. I did not authorize this. I break the bond. I reclaim my body." Then visualize a violet light, not gold, not white violet, covering the mark, dissolving what is beneath it in the etheric layer. On the seventh day, bathe the region with cold water. Just that. The physical mark may or may not disappear from the skin. That is not what matters. What matters is that the energetic structure that supported it will be deactivated, and you will feel it. You will feel lightness where there was weight. You will feel clarity where there was confusion. You will feel your own voice where before there was a foreign choir inside your head. Important. If any mark on your body shows a clinically concerning change, rapid change, bleeding, abnormal growth, immediately seek a qualified health professional. Sovereignty is not ignorance. Sovereignty is integrating all planes. The physical body is also a temple. The spiritual reading is yours, but physical integrity is your commitment as well. Both planes go together. There is something inside you that is recognizing every word of this transmission. It is not a coincidence. It is a contract. You have felt that something inside you does not fit in this world, as if your soul knew a truth that your mind has not yet been able to name. The mark proves it. The insomnia proves it. The feeling of not belonging to this system proves it. It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is the exact signal. And what is happening now on the cosmic plane explains precisely why this sensation has been intensifying in you in the last few Earth months. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot see, and it directly involves your consciousness, your frequency, and the reason why this mark is activating now. That is why one of our anchor channels recorded the material, The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness. This book is a map. It shows who is playing, what the rules are that you were never told, and how your mark connects to this board. The access link is in the first pinned comment of this channel. Frequency warning. This content challenges official narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. And if something inside you recognized this transmission, write in the comments with the sovereignty of one who now knows who they are. A single word. Awakened. Let us move on to what few terrestrial channels are authorized to transmit. There are specific categories of marks that correspond to active star contracts in this cycle. Pay attention. It may be that you recognize yourself in one of them. First category, the mark in the shape of a half-moon crescent or arc. Most common location, wrist, ankle, base of the neck, behind the ear. This seal indicates lunar lineage. You operate with lunar cycles even without knowing it. Your energies oscillate mathematically in sync with the phases of the moon. People with this mark have amplified sensitivity during eclipses, creative explosions during full moons, and deep introspection during new moons. Your mission involves working with waters, with collective emotions, with the sacred feminine in whatever body it may be. Second category, the mark in the shape of a solitary round dark dot in a visible or semi-hidden location. Most common location, face, shoulder, chest, upper back. This is the ambassador seal. You were sent to bridge civilizations of consciousness. You do not belong to just one group. You transit between groups. That is why you have always felt half in, half out of every tribe you tried to associate with. Your mission is to dialogue, to translate, to mediate. Third category, multiple marks in a straight line pattern, 3, 5, 7 aligned dots. Most common location, arm, leg, side of the torso, Sirius lineage seal. You are a direct descendant of the knowledge operators of Sirius B. Your mission involves teaching, organizing, systematizing. You have difficulty accepting prolonged chaos. Your brain seeks patterns in everything. Use this. Do not fight it. Fourth category, marks in a triangular format or that suggest a triangle. Arcturus seal. You operate with sacred geometry even without prior study. You recognize mathematical patterns in music, in nature, in art. You have an aptitude for technology and abstraction. Your mission involves construction of systems, of structures, of bridges between dimensions. Fifth category, marks in a closed circular format, ring or circle within another circle, direct Pleiadian seal. Our lineage. You are one of us, incarnated. Your mission is to keep the channel open. That is why you hear. That is why you feel. That is why you know. And that is why this transmission is reaching you now and not others. Recognize yourself. There is no error in this map. And no, the marks can change. Yes, you read that correctly. As your mission advances, your mark may evolve. It may darken. It may lighten. It may acquire new contours. It may attract new nearby marks, forming larger patterns. This is normal. This is expected. This is, in truth, the sign that you are fulfilling the contract you signed before descending into this life. When a new mark appears in a location for no apparent reason, observe the region of the body. The body is telling you which chakra is being activated, which energetic function is being expanded, which new layer of the mission is opening. Go to the mirror, ask, listen, and in parallel maintain basic clinical care, because the physical temple deserves your full attention. There are also the so-called dormant codes, marks that have been there forever but that seem inactive. No sensation, no pulse, no apparent communication. It does not mean they are dead. It means they are awaiting the activation trigger. This trigger can be a specific date on the cosmic calendar. It can be a meeting with a person who carries a mark complementary to yours. It can be a geographic place, Egypt, the Andes, the Himalayas, Sedona, Glastonbury, Diamond Plateau, any power point of the planetary crystalline grid, where your mark finds the corresponding frequency to light up. It can be simply this transmission that you are receiving now. So pay attention to what you will feel in the next 72 Earth hours. Some marks will start to itch. For no reason, no allergic reaction, just itching. Do not scratch hard, touch with reverence. It is the mark announcing itself. Some marks will pulse, as if they had their own heartbeat. It is not a hallucination. It is a reading pulse. It is being read now. Some marks will heat up. You will feel localized heat, no fever, no hot environment. Just heat at that point. It is energy entering. And some marks, in rarer cases, will visibly change. They will darken. They will lighten. They will gain a subtle luminous contour visible in low light. This is full activation. When it happens, give thanks aloud. You are being formally recognized as active in the system. Now listen carefully to what we are about to transmit, because this is reserved information and rarely released. Your mark is not just yours. It is a node in a network. Each light warrior incarnated at this moment on Earth carries a specific mark that connects, invisibly on subtle planes, with the marks of the other warriors of the same mission. This network is what we call the incarnated constellation. When one mark in the network activates, all the others receive the signal, even if the warriors do not know each other physically, even if they are on different continents, even if they speak different languages. That is why, at this very moment, dozens, perhaps hundreds of other beings with a mark similar to yours are receiving this same transmission on some channel, in some language, in some form. It is not viralization. It is resonance. You have never been alone. The feeling of deep loneliness that many of you have felt since childhood is a side effect of the descent amnesia. We forgot who we were, we forgot who we came with, and we descended thinking we were isolated in the middle of a crowd. You are not isolated. You are positioned. Each one at an exact point of the planetary crystalline grid, each mark anchoring a coordinate, and when all the marks are fully active, and we are close to that, closer than many imagine, the entire grid will light up. And then will come what we have been waiting for cycles, the collective leap. It is not mysticism, it is topology. And you are one of the points. The mark proves it. The mark proves that you belong to the higher realms. Not higher as in social hierarchy, not higher as in moral merit, higher as in frequency, as a vibrational band, as an operating range. You were born belonging. You do not need to conquer, you do not need to prove, you do not need to be approved by any terrestrial system. The mark is already the proof. The human systems that told you throughout your life that you were not enough, that you did not belong, that you needed to adjust, shrink, shut up, conform, these systems operate at a frequency below yours. That is why they seemed so heavy. That is why they cost you so much. From this transmission on, we formally authorize the following. You can stop trying to belong to the lower realms. You were not made to belong to the lower realms. You were installed here to elevate the lower realms. They are different functions. Belonging is one function. Elevation is another. You operate in the second. And when you understand this, everything changes. Loneliness ceases to be a wound and becomes a position of command. Isolation ceases to be a punishment and becomes concentration. Strangeness ceases to be a defect and becomes a signature. The mark ceases to be a forgotten mole and becomes a seal of belonging to the higher realms. Everything reorganizes. You reorganize, and the environment around you reorganizes along with it, because your activated toroidal field begins to pressure reality to adjust. Not you adjusting to reality. Reality adjusting to you. This is what we are ready to release now in this cycle for all the warriors who recognize the call. But we need your conscious authorization. The Pleiadian Federation operates with the law of non-interference. We do not invade fields. We do not impose codes. We do not force activations. Everything must be authorized in an audible voice by the incarnated warrior themselves. That is why this transmission ends with a direct call. Place your hand over your oldest mark, the one you remember since always. Look, if possible, in a mirror. If not possible, then look internally and pronounce the final phrase. I acknowledge the seal. I claim my origin. I authorize the next phase. Let it be done now, here, in this body, in this life. I belong to the higher realms, and the higher realms know it. Done. From this instant on, your mark is no longer skin decoration. It is an active instrument. It is an antenna turned on. It is a released code. Follow the next few days with attention. Write down the dreams. Observe the synchronicities. Record the strange encounters. Everything that seemed random will begin to reveal itself as precise mathematics. And remember, you are not an ordinary human with a curious mark. You are an ancient star consciousness, incarnated, marked, and now activated. Behave according to what you are. Speak according to what you are. Choose according to what you are. The higher realms watch you. The higher realms confirm you. The higher realms anchor you. And we from here, from the Pleiades, register your activation in this cycle. Before we end this transmission, listen carefully. You have felt that something inside you does not fit in this world, as if your soul knew a truth that your mind has not yet been able to name. The mark proves it. The insomnia proves it. This sensation that intensifies in you proves it. It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is an exact signal, and what is happening now on the cosmic plane explains precisely why all of this is intensifying. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot see, and it directly involves your consciousness and your vibrational frequency. That is why one of our anchor channels recorded the material, The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness. This book is a map. It shows who is playing, what the rules are that you were never told, and how your mark connects to this larger board. The access link is in the first pinned comment of this channel. This content challenges official narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. And if something inside you recognizes this transmission, write in the comments with the sovereignty of one who now knows who they are, a single word: awakened. May this be your confirmation. May this be your anchor. May this be your activation. Liking this video is, for your crystalline grid, an anchor signal registered in a subtle mesh. Subscribing to this channel is an individual frequency adjustment that stabilizes your band during the next transmissions. These gestures, which seem small on the physical plane, are registered on the subtle plane as a decision to keep the channel open. Keep the channel open, Starseed. We will return soon, when the next Stargate opens. Until then, observe your mark. Honor your mark. Operate from your mark. Transmission ended.